cool with Melody.
The time is 8 o'clock.
From the pages of Nigeria's top newspapers to your radio.
It's from the dailies, your early morning companion.
Every Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
on Melody 107.7 FM.
Headlines that shape the nation. Stories from the north, south, east, and west. Brought to you fresh and fast.
With expert analysis, sharp opinions, and sound presenters breaking it all down clearly, smartly, and straight to the point.
Politics, business, security, health, society. Nothing escapes the spotlight.
This is your head start into Nigeria's biggest stories of the day. From the dailies, news that talks to you. Only on Melody 107.7 FM, Lagos.
From the dailies on your favorite radio station. Melody 107.7 FM. Stay tuned.
Studio time check, 2 minutes gone past the hour of 8 o'clock this Tuesday morning, the 14th day in the month of July 2026. Good morning and welcome to From the Dailies right here on Melody 107.7 FM. Like we used to say virtually every morning on this program, this is a segment where we get to take you through stories that made it to the cover pages as well as the inside story of the papers for the day. I am Roland E. Moira. Thanks for joining us on this morning's edition of the program. This morning, I'll be taking you through stories that made it to the pages of The Punch, the Nigerian Tribune, Vanguard, as well as the Nation newspapers. Without wasting time, let's quickly kickstart this morning with the story that made it to the pages of the Punch newspaper. Before we go on with that, and don't forget that you have the opportunity to call us via the studio lines this morning to share your thoughts and opinions on any of the stories that will resonate with you in the course of the program for the day. For those of you who don't have our studio lines, let me roll out the numbers you can reach us on this morning in the course of the program. You can reach us via 0906 201 1077. 0906 201 1077. You can as well reach us via 0704 800 1077. 0704 800 1077. Those are the numbers you can reach us this morning to share your thoughts and opinions concerning the stories, and we will be reading out to you in the course of the program for the day. Our WhatsApp live is also on. Our WhatsApp page is also there for you to drop your comments and opinion. Watch us live, share and like our page this morning. Alright, let me quickly start with this one from the Punch newspaper for today. Atiku ADC defend primaries as court voids Mark-led Congress. Atiku ADC defends primaries as court voids Mark-led Congress. That's on page 12 of the paper. Yesterday we woke up to see the headlines that the court has actually said voided Mark-led Congress, which was earlier upheld by given by a lower court. So let's just see what pans out of that. I'm sure that case is going to pan straight to the Supreme Court, and let's see how it's going to turn out at the end of the day. Just a few months to the presidential election, and with this crisis, leadership crisis rocking the party, let's just hope the party overcomes this challenge. Moving on to other stories from the front page of the Punch for today. Federal government granted 34 trillion naira import duty waiver in 2025. That is coming from Nigeria Customs Service. Veterans meet CDS demands 250,000 naira minimum pay for soldiers. Veterans meet the Chief of Defence Staff demand 250,000 naira minimum pay for soldiers. In as much as we know the current economic challenge that is facing the country, as well as even the military right now, calling for this amount of money for minimum pay for soldiers, I don't think it is something that is I think this is something that should encourage the soldiers to do more, to these guys give their life on a daily basis in trying to secure the country and make sure we are safe. I'm sure they need to be motivated, even if at the end of the day they don't get up to this 250,000 naira they are demanding for. I think they should be encouraged with something substantial for them to take home at the end of the month. Apart from the salary alone, I think some other incentive needs to be given to these guys, to make them motivated and do more to secure the country. Dangote dumps naira, begins petrol sale in dollars. This is something that should be quite worrisome for those who understands what this means for the economy. I'm sure it's going to lead again to an increase. I just hope it doesn't lead to an increase in the prices of dollar against the naira again. Dangote dumps naira, begins petrol sale in dollars. That is on page 22 of the Punch for this morning. And the big bold one on the cover page of the Punch newspaper today: Oyo abduction. Presidency slams Makinde over demand for UN probe. It has the rider Makinde playing bizarre politics, weaponizing anything against federal government. That is coming from the presidency. This is not politics, or your abduction too grave for local probe alone, says Makinde. And bandits killed 2 teachers in captivity. Principal reveals federal government hands over victims to government. Okay, this is a story that has been going back and forth since yesterday, where Governor Makinde of Oyo State, demand for a United Nations probes into the kidnap of the victims that were just rescued. Like he did mention, he said it's not politics. Like he said, it's too great for local probe alone, and the presidency now, as its usual style, has come out to react to that, saying accusing the governor of playing bizarre politics and weaponizing anything against the federal government. I'm sure it's just politics at play here, but if the probe will clear so many questions in the minds of people, I think that's a call in the right direction from the governor. And the federal government should just, like by Ononuga, the presidential spokesman rightly said, they don't have anything to hide. If they call it's in the right direction, they are ready to cooperate. So let's just see how it pans out. Fake agency scandal. ICPC begins probe as Director General alleges threat to life. Okay, moving on to other stories. Downpour cripples floods. Downpour cripples Lagos, flood submerges cars, strands motorists. This is something that has been a source of concern and worry to most Lagosians for a while, and for some weeks now. The high amount of rainfall leading to huge flooding. I mean, you know what's happening on the Lagos Island, from Lekki, Victoria Island, down to Ajah, going towards Songotedo, to Ibeju Lekki. Those areas are really going through a tough time. People around that area are really going through a tough time. Some attribute it to the road construction, that is talking about the coastal road construction, which the federal government as well as state government has come out to debunk. It's just like a natural resources, natural phenomenon that is causing this flooding in most of these parts. Now we've been said, we need to understand that the residents need to do their own part now by ensuring they keep the drainages flowing to ensure their own personal safety this particular season. It's a hard time for residents affected by the flooding in those communities. But let's move on to other stories now. Oil tops $80 per barrel as Trump revives Iran blockade. That is on page 21 of the paper. Those are some of the stories you can get this morning from the front page of the Punch newspaper. from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Senate reps set for harmonization of states police bill. That's on page 2 of the paper. It as the rider constitutes ad hoc committee on insertion of controversial PFIPC budget into 2026 appropriation bill. Moving on to other stories now. Appeal Court restrains INEC from recognizing MAC-led ADC Congress. ADC appeals ruling says it's legally unsustainable. Verdict doesn't affect our primaries. Atiku and party insisting there. That's on page 15 of the paper. They'll be getting different reactions from the party as well as major stakeholders and the ADC regarding the judgment yesterday restraining INEC from recognizing MAC-led ADC congresses. Some will tell you they see the ends of the opposition at play in this regard, in this context. But I tell you, the APC will always come out to tell you its hands are clean. The presidency will always come out to say its hands are clean. They are not interfering with the judicial system in this context. So let's just see, like I did mention earlier, I know this case will definitely get to the Supreme Court, and that should lay the matter to rest once it gets to the highest judicial body in the country. Moving on to other stories now from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Makinde calls on United Nations orders to probe Orire abduction. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune, with the rider assures rescued teachers, school children of support through recovery period. Thanks, Tinubu commend security agencies and Motekun local hunters. I think that's a very encouraging one because these children, they've been traumatized. The parents of the kids have also been traumatized. The teachers themselves have been traumatized. So let's just see how they're going to be getting the desired support now to get them back, integrate them back fully into the society, for them to go about their daily activities without fear, without trauma, and let's see how they make life better for themselves. They've been getting different visits from high-profile individuals from within and outside the state, and I tell you, the support they are getting is quite encouraging. Moving on to other stories now from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune for this hour. Nigeria faces renewed crude output pressures as oil prices rise above budget benchmark. GOC gives blow-by-blow account of rescue operation. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. We discussed this on our program yesterday, Burning Issues, where we had a caller who expressed his concern that he did not really see the need for a blow-by-blow account or social media being awash with pictures of how these kids were being rescued. The fear he actually hinted was that these terrorists now, so-called bandits and kidnappers, might take advantage of this information to re-strategize, for future purpose now, to ensure that they are not caught unaware. So, but we had a call. Our analyst for the day helped us to make sense of it, who told us that is not really the scenario. That it's a good thing, for people to be able to see and know that our security architecture have the capability to do this particular operation, to go by this way to rescue these victims. It shows that there's like a trust now, from the international community that the Nigeria security architecture are bold enough, are strong enough, are equipped and have what it takes now to embark on this kind of operation to rescue victims of kidnap attack. Moving on to other stories now. Federal government suspends proposed WAEC NECO fee hike. I think that's a welcome development. There's been cries over the weekend since the federal government announces an increase now, proposed increase in the WAEC NECO fee hike, I think to up to about 50,000 naira. But the good thing is that they've come out right now as of yesterday to suspend that proposed fee hike, saying they want to do proper consultation. I think it shows that they have a listening ears in this context. Senate investigates 34 trillion naira import waivers by federal government. That is on page 7 of the paper. Rural principal recounts a deal, or your APC stakeholders are waiting for intervention over party crisis. And on the health corner of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for today, staying fit may help you stay calm under stress, a study has revealed. Okay, staying fit may help you stay calm under stress. Mental health really counts these days. We have to do so much and to ensure that we are not under so much duress, even though we have so many prevailing situations around that we want to stir up tension in our hearts and our minds. But like the health study has revealed, staying fit may help you stay calm under stress. Those are some of the stories on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune for this morning. All right, it's from the Dailies right here on Melody 107.7 FM right here in the city of Lagos. We go on this quick break now. When we return, the program continues shortly. Do stay with us.
There, do you know that advertising helps to reach out to potential clients or customers, makes you visible to the globe, helps increase sales and creates massive awareness on what you do, thereby increasing your profits or given idea result? And Melody 107.7 FM is calling out to brands, companies, institutions, organizations, businessmen and women to complete adverts with us for visibility and recognition. Melody 107.7 FM is located at number 6 Melody House, Akintoye Street, Berati Bus Stop, Yanopaja, Lagos. Visit us on all social media platforms at Melody FM 1077 or email us at melody1077fm@gmail.com or call our marketing department on 08095111077 08095111077. Stay cool with Melody.
From the pages of Nigeria's top newspapers to your radio.
It's from the dailies, your early morning companion.
Every Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
on Melody 107.7 FM.
Headlines that shape the nation. Stories from the north, south, east, and west. Brought to you fresh and fast.
With expert analysis, sharp opinions, and sound presenters breaking it all down clearly, smartly, and straight to the point.
Politics, business, security, health, society. Nothing escapes the spotlight.
This is your head start into Nigeria's biggest stories of the day. From the dailies, news that talks to you. Only on Melody 107.7 FM, Lagos.
From the dailies on your favorite radio station. Melody 107.7 FM. Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to From the Dailies right here on Melody 107.7 FM. The studio lines are open for you to call in now to share your thoughts and opinions on any stories that we've read out to you today that has resonated with you, or you have an opinion and you want to share with us in the course of the program. You can reach us via 0906 201 1077 0906 201 1077. You can as well call us on 0704 800 1077 0704 800 1077 to be a part of the program for today. Now, quickly moving on now to the Nation newspaper for this morning. From the front page of the Nation newspaper, we have this one. Shetima, I wept at Buhari's bedside in his last moments. That is on page 7 of the paper for today. Discourse kick against NERC's CapEx account order. Court rejects Showere's request for long adjournment. OPEC predicts positive economic outlook for Nigeria. I think that's a very good one. It shows that some of the reforms from the international scene now are really, they are beginning to take note of some of the reforms being put in place by this present administration. Moving on to other stories on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Forgery charge. Adeyemi may not appear in court as the rider, fake agency chief, alleges threat to life. 6 independent probe. Okay, moving on to other stories. I think the alleged church arrive is something that should be taken seriously. I know the security agencies will not be sleeping in on this one. Even as much as he has not been found guilty by any competent court of law, he's still innocent to proven guilty. That is how it's supposed to be in the sight of the law, and as such, he is entitled now to every protection he can get, despite the different allegations coming from different quarters. I think until he has been charged now, declared guilty by a competent judge of court of law, he is still presumed innocent in the sight of the law as it is right now. Moving on to other stories. Appeal calls to INEC don't recognize ADC Congress by MAC-led National Working Committee. It has the rider, party heads for Supreme Court, and judgment would affect my candidacy, says Atiku. There are so many layers to this particular judgment. Let's just see how it's going to pan out when it gets to the Supreme Court. Federal government reverses WAEC NECO registration fee hike. That's on page 6 of the paper. Principal, kidnappers beat up pupils, changed teachers. How caption, okay, how operation went by GOC. Makinde 6 probe. We'll discuss that earlier on, and we'll see a picture of the governor who paid a visit now to the victims, as well as the principal in the front page of the paper. 4 siblings, man died in Cross River landslide. Okay, that is a rather sad one on page 27 of the paper. Terrorist supplier arrested. That is on page 27 of the Nation newspaper for today. These are the stories you can get from the front page of the Nation newspaper for this morning. Let me quickly take this one from my last paper for this morning, which is the Vanguard newspaper. Atiku will be excited as federal government suspends planned increase in WAEC and NECO registration fee. That's on page 9 of the paper. It's a good one. Most families will welcome those developments. Been outcry, like I did mention earlier, ever since the announcement, which some people believe might have even led to dropout of students in the school, because most parents might not be able to afford the WAEC and NECO fee. But thank God that policy has been suspended for the time being. Moving on to other stories now. Strait of Hormuz, U.S. to reinstate Iranian ports blockade, impose 20% passage fee. Okay, that is the development concerning the U.S.-Iraq war. Okay, which has been going on for quite a month now. Discourse push back against NERC's fresh order on revenue utilization. That's on page 8 of the paper for this morning. Moving on to other stories now on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Children were beaten, teachers changed, Alamu principal. It has the rider says, we were forced to trek through forest at night. They ate cocoyam, noodles, drank from a waterfall for 56 days. Victims relative. Initial operation that led to security agents and dead sources. Victims hidden inside a cave close to waterfall. Makinde 6 UN probe into abduction. Well, the good thing is that we are happy that these children have been rescued and somehow reunited back with their families. So let's just thank God for the ones that we were able to rescue at the end of the day. Appeal court reaffirms order barring INEC from recognizing Mark's leadership, and that's on page 5 of the paper. We've been talking about that, and that story is virtually on all pages of the papers for today. Our police uncovered fictitious PFIPC documents. That's on page 9 and 28 of the paper. I borrowed 400 million naira to secure PFIPC appointments. That is coming from Adeyemi. Okay, and the stories are surrounding that controversy and keep unfolding by the day. But let's just allow the police to do the security outfit now, agencies, to do their diligent investigation, and let's see what comes out of it at the end of the day. Buhari's first anniversary. Tinubu Gowon, governors, ministers pay tribute. That's on page 27 of the paper. When flood water receipts, health crisis begins, this physicians warns. That's on page 21 of the paper. Okay, those are the stories you can get this morning from the front pages of the Vanguard newspaper for today. And with that, we've come to the end of this morning's edition of From the Dailies, reaching you on Melody 107.7 FM. Don't forget, this program comes your way every Monday through Saturdays from 8 to 8:30 a.m. Do ensure to be part of the program. By 8:30, the program Lawjowa takes the airwaves right here on this dial. It's our Yoruba Current Affairs flagship program. You wouldn't want to miss it this morning. I am Roland Imoira.